What is up, folks? Briston Gaming. We are back with another episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Weekly, the show where we figure out what mods are good for you. And this week, as you guys can see here, we have a neat week ahead of us. But before we jump into anything, I want to say thank you guys for the support. And also thank you guys for recommending different kinds of mods or bringing mods to my attention and stuff like that. I really do appreciate that. It really does help get the word out about some of these smaller modlets and stuff that people may overlook, which is what this whole purpose of this show is about. So thank you guys for that. And also mod authors, thank you guys for the amazing work that you do. Thank you so much. But now we're going to jump into the mods. And the first mod is SimulQuests by Fentos. Now, I will preface this and say that if you're playing this in multiplayer, there can be issues. If single player is typically not as big of an issue unless you're using one of the previous mods that gives you a bunch of different quests. But how it works is you come, talk to the trader, you say, we're going to do fetch one, and then we're going to do clear zombies. So now we have two quests that we can go do back to back, you see? Not super far away from each other, pretty easy peasy. The reason I like this mod is if you combine this with a previous mod that we showed last week that gives multiple quests and stuff like that, it really does let you have a little bit more fun because you can do a buried supply, you can do a clear, you can do two clears or two fetches or whatever, you know, side by side if you're lucky enough. But the problem comes from multiple quests at the same POI. So that's what you have to be careful with. And sometimes based on like how the city tiles and stuff build on the map, you might have the same POI but not in the same position. I don't know if that's going to be the problem or not. I don't know if it just registers the tile position or that specific POI itself, but just be mindful of that if you're playing with this mod. But it is still a very, very fun mod to play with, especially single player, because it lets you take multiple quests at once. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. Alright folks, so this next mod is the Groundbreakers accessory pack by Red Hot Gaming / Brazerman, and it's a neat little mod that changes some stuff, I think, way for the better. But one thing that happens is when you spawn in, you get this little note right here that says, please find attached to something of Groundbreakers. You open it up and you get a little magazine for Groundbreakers. And then what this mod does is it adds in a bunch of different modifications for some items and a new item. But it adds in, you see, we've got some carbon fiber shovel handles. I did not know how to talk. We've got some wide shovel heads, some shovel stomp plates, some diamond pick tips, carbide axe heads, some diamond auger screws, some carbide tooth chainsaw blades, a customized chainsaw body, and then this new bad boy right here, the mill whack drill. And this says the mill whack drill can upgrade blocks like a nail gun and downgrade them just as fast. If you get to the roof, bring it down from the foundations. So it has good block damage, decent repair amount. But one thing that I love about this mod is, you see we've got this steel block here. So we're just going to sit here. We're downgrade it. Oh, I'm out of stamina. Well, I'm going to go God mode so we don't have to worry about that. But as it downgrades, what's going to happen is it's going to go from steel to concrete. And you see the amount of steel we got back total from demolishing that is 4. I like that. Look at how fast it goes. But watch. As they go down, see? You saw how fast, like, how they went to the different block types? I absolutely love that. I love being able to downgrade a block like that as opposed to it just crumbling and then falling. Like, that just annoys me in the normal vanilla. But like this, you upgrade your blocks, and then as you continue to upgrade, now, especially for like Horde Nights and stuff like that, or you know, depending upon how you play, as they downgrade, it's just going to give continued protection for a little bit longer, and you don't have to worry about, oh my god, this block broke, now what do we do? It's like, oh wow, it went from, you know, concrete down to cobblestone. Well, hey, we got concrete, we can repair it back up. So I like that. I like that a lot. But also, with the way that the mods and stuff on here work with crafting these, you can really only craft them, or sometimes the traders will sell them, or at least that's been my experience. I've not really found any in loot. It's always ever been either bought from the trader or I had to craft them myself. And how you craft them is you find all the magazines, and then there's a perk that you can roll into, and it's under the trying to remember. Is it under the strength? Yeah, Groundbreakers. There it is. Sorry, I was like, man, I can't remember where it was. Yeah, so it's under strength, and as you see, unlocks the tier 1 mods, all basic mods, tier 2 mods, drill mods, and you get a crafting reduction, which is nice, and you can craft the tier 3 mods. And the mods do make a big difference with how you play and the different kinds of tools and stuff that you use. This is a fantastic mod, folks. It really is. It's not server side, which is unfortunate, but still, it is a fantastic mod, especially for single player, or if like you like playing with Darkness Falls. This is a good companion mod for that. I know it's a little bit breaking with how some of the stuff works, but trust me, on at least just this one tool is worth it. But with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. Alright, folks, so this next mod is the Simple Realistic by A20, and I hope I said that right. So this is a small mod, but what it does is it makes doing damage to zombies a little bit more critical and where you hit them. So I'm going to go ahead and go guy mode so you can see the health and stuff. So we're going to shoot this guy dead center. We're not doing any damage really, but now we're going to shoot him in the head. One shot. And then as you see, when I'm aiming down the sights like this, there's no crosshair anymore. There's crosshair here when we're just, normal looking, but aiming down the sights, the crosshair is gone. We shoot these guys in the chest, doesn't do anything. I should have reloaded, but now we shoot them in the head, boom, one shot, kill. The reason I like this is because it does make it a little bit more realistic. Now, this does not apply to animals or anything like that, any of the zombie animals and stuff. It's just the normal zombies. Or at least I don't think it applies to zombie animals. I haven't seen it work on the dogs or anything. They just seem to act like normal. But with these guys, shooting them in the chest, shooting them in the legs will stun them, knock them around as you saw. You can do decent damage, but hitting them center mass, like we want to shoot him in the ding-ding, doesn't really do much. We actually have to aim for critical points. The legs, the head, stuff like that. But also, it makes sledgehammers way more impactful. I'm not really sure why he dropped to the ground like that. But now shotguns and sledgehammers are at least a little bit more impactful with the amount of damage they do. But also, it does something that I've long thought needed, because these guys are stupid ridiculous when they go boom. So we're going to watch. Oh, I'm sorry, I used the wrong gun. Oops, my bad. It's okay, we'll spawn a new one in. We'll set off his boomy boom. But see, now, he didn't completely destroy everything around him, which I hate that. I hate when they come in and just one small shot makes, a massive hole somewhere. Especially because, it doesn't always happen at my base. Sometimes I'm just out looting or doing something and a wandering horde spawns and there's a couple of them. And then boom, now there's just a massive hole in the ground. And it's like, really? Really? It shouldn't happen like that. But that's why this mod is super cool. I like this. I play with this mod all the time because I like the added damage from the headshots and stuff like that. I like having to, think a little bit more critical. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the last mod. All right, folks. So this last mod is one that we've covered before, but it is the New York Undead 2 map by Deer Killer Gaming. And the reason I'm showing this map again is because this was made with the new world editor, Tarragon. So now the whole map is city, not just like it was before, but it's actually completely done in the city tiles. So the layout is so much better. It is so much better. If you look at everything, how everything is laid out in the grids and stuff, it just looks so much better. I like the change to this. Now, I've played on the old one for a little while. I kind of enjoyed it. It was really fun. It's a challenge, especially if you turn off Horde Nights and you just focus on looting and raiding POIs and stuff like that. It's a lot more fun. But having the map like this with the actual city tiles and stuff like that is just so much better, because the way that it impacts the POIs is just so much more. We're actually just going to come teleport over here to a random location, and everything flows so much better. And I think it really does make it look more of a desolate, this could potentially be what New York City looked like if something like this happened. And maybe not necessarily 100% with, you know, the building types and stuff, but at least the layout in my head, because, you know, I don't really know anything of New York other than the little bit I saw when I went there and then what TV has shown me. But in my head, this is what it would look like, you know, in a major city like that in an apocalypse. It would look very similar to this. Again, in my head. But man, I just love the way that this map looks, having been done with Tarragon. I think it's, you know, just nothing but positive changes with it, and on an already very enjoyable map. But with that, folks, we are done for the week. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you had fun. If you guys liked the episode, go ahead and like, subscribe if you aren't. But have fun, folks. Take it easy, and we will see you next time.